All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are live. What's going on? How's everyone doing? My name's Odum. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. What are we doing here? We are trying to build ourselves a company, of course, to generate $1 million in revenue. We're 10% there, so we're getting there. 1 million a year, I should say. And we're working on Piixel Pieces, which is our Webflow component library. And we are going to get right into that because today we are building a... What are we building today? Oh, we're building a full screen navigation menu. So that'll be fun. Basically, what do we want this navigation menu to be? So if you remember what we did the past few days, we were working on simple navigation menus. Simple in the sense that your standard navigation with your menu and then your navigation items, and then, have it responsive as well with some varying different types of drop downs. This time we're going to have it so that when you click on the menu button, it's going to expand and it's going to go full screen and cover everything. And then, and then just have like your navigation items from within there. So yeah, that's what we're going to be building today. And Rolando, I see you there in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Nice to have you. Nice to see you here again. Thank you so much for stopping by. How's your website going, by the way? Hopefully it's going well and you're plugging along nicely. And all right, so let's jump into what should we do? Let's take a look at our navigation. So I think what we should start with, we need to start with a whole new page. So let's start with that. Let's duplicate this one. And we're just going to call this navbar 5. And let's create that. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you guys can see a little bit more clearly. All right. Navbar 5. And I think the difference, you know what we should do? We should rename all of this stuff. Oh no, stuck with some components. That kind of sucks. I always hate when you have that feeling of being stuck with something. Is it just something technical that you're trying to figure out? Or something maybe more on the design side that you're trying to figure out? Yeah, that's always tough. Let me know if you want to bounce any ideas or anything off me. We'll see if we can come up with any kind of solution. Right, so we got our nav bar. And right, what I want to do is... let's open up a new dashboard, and we have this cut and paste project here, which we're able to cut and paste our styles so we can rename them without having to worry about renaming all kinds of different things. All right, clear these styles and remove. So if we go to this nav bar and we copy it here, I had to drop some links, that's okay. Now we're just going to rename our class of nav1. Oh, this little icon. Rename it nav5. Save those changes. And everything got renamed except for this one. I'm not sure if that's a bug or what have you with that. That's okay. Let's take that in and delete that one and put it in here. Oh, actually, I think it needs to go in here. Some conflicts, right. So I need to rename this to button. And I think that's its reverse. And here to just a straight button again. Are there any other conflicts that we need to? All right, hamburger tops. Hamburger top. Hamburger middle. And bottom. Okay. think we could clear out some of those styles. Ooh, lots of stuff here. What are these ones? Padding. Yeah. Right. Remove all that junk. Okay. Try to keep our project as clean as possible. Okay. So if there's ever anything that I'm doing here that you would like to see me put in, like if I'm missing anything in a menu or whatever, just let me know. 'Cause it's always good to get feedback. Because I have my own ways of how I think about things and how I like to build websites, but it's not necessarily the same that everyone, not necessarily the same way that everyone else likes to build their websites. Okay, so for this one, we basically want to have the hamburger button available all the time. So we're not going to see this because we want that to be the feature of this navigation. Technically, you're trying to write a PHP code that converts the images that are uploaded to WebP. Oh, interesting. That are uploaded automatically through the WordPress interface, I would imagine, right? So that almost sounds like it should be a plugin, which would be really cool. I certainly can't help with that. Are there any third-party applications that you can tap into that actually do that conversion of one file form to another, like an image? Because I would imagine if somebody uploads it, then you can send that image to that site and then they can do it for you. And then you just grab the URL of whatever that, the output is and then stick it into the database. I wonder. Other than that, I don't have anything in terms of how I can help with that. My PHP skills are definitely not good enough to do that. That's why I like now these no-code tools that allow you to do these kinds of things cross apps, which is really kind of fancy. And that's kind of how I do things nowadays. It's kind of sad, but maybe there might be a point in time where we'll develop a Rails project together. That would be kind of fun. So I like writing my own code. Anyways. So what was I thinking? So the menu. So we want it to show everywhere, right? Including on desktop view. So if you move it to desktop view, there we go. There we have our menu. Now, so if we just play this for a second. I mean, we already have the show and hide. Okay. And let's just show this here for a second. Interesting. So we still have a style issue here where it's throwing in this color, which is really annoying. Let's make it transparent. So I think what we need to do, we basically need to make this section here, or maybe it's this whole container. I think we need to make this go full screen, right? If it's position absolute, and then it goes full screen. Now we also need to throw in, let's just throw in a background color so we can at least have an idea of where it is, of what it is. Let's put it this color here. Oh, wait, did I not do that right? I think I did it to the wrong thing. Right, not to here. Oh, no. Where do we need, hang on a second. This whole container, right? So interesting. I'm setting this to 0, and yet It's not going. Is it because... whoops. Interesting. Well, what's it relative to? It's relative to the body. So what is going on here? What is going on? Why is it not moving like it should? It's basically being stuck inside this containing area. So, yeah, I haven't set a minimum height. Yeah, so we got that. We got the minimum height. I think that comment came in a little bit late. Maybe there's a delay here. But yeah, so we got that. We got the height. We got the width. But it's being positioned here. It's almost like it's a fixed position as opposed to an absolute. Maybe if we fixed it, maybe that's what we need. So that'll give us what we want. I think actually if it's a fixed, that I probably won't need that because it's fixed to the whole screen. Okay, so, and then we're probably going to make an overflow. Well, I'll mess with that later. Okay, so what do we want to do? So this is a little bit different in that with something like this, I don't think we want to have an actual drop down item in here because that would make things a little bit it'd be too much. So this type of style and this type of menu is generally speaking for very simplistic navigation items. So what do I mean by that? Basically, the navigation will have very few things. So we would probably take this and we'd make this vertical. We would probably, I mean, it's spanning the full width. I mean, that's fine. We might want to take it and justify it right in the middle, which that's not going to work because of the height. So if we take this, container, if we make this 100% and this 100%, now if we go into here, is that going to work? That's still not going to justify it correctly. Okay. This is the menu, which contains the links. Oh, I feel like I need to rework this whole thing. This is what happens sometimes for me anyways, when I'm working with something that I've already been pre-built. I'm trying to reverse engineer this kind of in a way that's a little bit tricky. Okay. So I have the nav bar. See, this right here is already... Just has that and then has the button, which makes sense. We have the container. Okay. If we, Okay, hang on a second. I think I messed this one up. Yeah, okay. Okay, I gotta undo a bunch of stuff here. Okay, does this get me back right where I want to go? Okay, so let me think about this navigation here for a second. Sorry, bear with me here as I try to reorient myself. We're learning together in real time. Okay, what do I want to see? Right, let's go into the settings. Right. Right, because what we need to do is we need to have that only display on click. Because when you click here, right, because when I click, I only want the navbar container to show. So it's basically like opening up the drop down. So we're going to cover up the logo and cover up all that stuff. So, right. Let me just make a note here. So navbar 5 underscore menu. So that's what's going to get shown. Only when you click. Okay, we're just gonna simplify, remove the drop down. So here's some default margin. See, it's applying these stupid margins, which we don't want. I guess we'll just have to force it here. I want to copy one of these buttons. Put it here. And what we're actually going to do, make that transparent. And I'm just going to, close. Just going to put a text box in here just for now. And we're going to call this, put in text, close. Just going to call this navbar 5, close. And okay, so that should open and close. Open, I mean, this one works too. This button also works. Okay, so that'll close our menu when it's open. Da, da, da. And so this navbar 5 menu, that's the big thing. So this is the one where we're quite simply, we are going to fix position. It's not going to move anywhere. And it's going to go full screen. Well, we can mess with this index later. Let's give it a little bit of a background color just for now. Something that is a little bit soothing. Something like that. And I mean, if we make this, if we make it higher, let's just, oops, 999 for now. It'll cover up that other nav button. We'll have to figure out what issues we might have with that usability wise. I mean, obviously visually, if we hide it, that's okay, but I'm not sure what the best way to go about it is going to be once this is open. Okay. So now we have our menu. We can align it in the middle. But again, we can't justify. Oh, now it's working. Interesting. I don't know why that changed. Okay. And then this button, let's actually call this something else. Let's call this navbar 5, which is close button or close menu. And we are also going to fix this position. We're going to fix it to the top, and we're going to give it, I don't know, something like this. Background transparent. So right off the, not right off the bat, but we're pretty, okay, ooh, interesting. So now we have an issue. Let's hide this. There was a display issue. Open, close. Oh, that's being weird. That's not behaving like it should. What just happened? Maybe it has to do with the animation. Right, there's something to do with this when it's open versus closed. Right, and there is no open for this. Shoot. All right, how are we going to figure this out? What is going on here? Okay. What is going on? What is going on? So everything is appearing as it should here. I mean, I don't know if that's... I shouldn't have any issue. Menu fills page height. Disable scroll offset when fixed. I wonder if that has anything to do with anything. Something's bothering me, and I'm not sure what it is. Let's see if I try a completely different one here. Let's see if I can't get this. What? Now the icon's not even showing up? Oh, something's really messed up here. Okay, let me give a refresh. Maybe there's something wrong with the whole browser itself. Okay, no, that's still messed up. Okay, this won't allow me to put anything in there. No, you need to hide. Where is this menu button? And how come I can't see it? Something is not right with this menu button. Oh, right. Maybe it's with this. No, that's not it. Oh, right. Of course, it's not going to be, not going to show the whole time. Okay. Okay, so I'm just trying this with just a generic nav bar just to see if I can get this going with something that's bare bones and minimal, and then we can apply all the right styling towards it. Alt. So we got the brand. But this is supposed to not even be shown. So why is it behaving this way? It's behaving very strangely. Why is it not going full width? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is going to give me the same issue because we have this nav menu. And if we take this thing and if we position it fixed, span everything, away you go. But the question, of course, is why is it when I open it, it is for this one. So this one it's working, but it wasn't working for mine. Which I'm not sure why. So let's take this close button. Let's just throw it in here. So let's review this. Open, close, open, close. So maybe there's just something wrong with some class that I have somewhere that was making things go all wonky. So open and close. I mean, that's basically, that's essentially all it is, right? So, although within the nav, we might actually want to have, what's actually here? Oh no, we can't, because we can't hide it. We do need another logo. So, and then we have our second logo. Close, open. Okay, so let's figure out what's going on with this thing. And basically, the question is, why are these things? Why is there space here? It's because there's 3 items. There's a closed or an open div somewhere. Section component. It's got a link. Then it's got an icon. And then it's got a nav. Another data layer. It's got the okay. Oh, because I threw this in a... Right. If I delete this, no, we're still going to have issues. What the hell's going on? Do I have to set the width? That shouldn't be it. Maybe it needs to have some kind of weird container for some reason. I know there's some issues with this stupid thing. Okay, so navbar 6 container. Whoops. 6. So there we go. We get rid of that. And then in this, there's something with this navbar component here that's built in with Webflow. So it has some weird trickery going on. Not sure exactly what. So now if we flex this and space between, there we go. And then let's also center this. I think in this menu, we kind of want it to go along like this. All right, let's have a look, see. Oh, now we're missing the button. Where's the button? Menu button. Oh, right, that's the close button, but we need the actual button there. Oh, that one's the close. Oh, they're both close. This one here. This will be open. Okay. Have a look. Open and close. Open, close. All right. So there we go. That is basically our, yeah, I know I deleted it. This thing's just like frustrating me to no end for whatever reason. All right, but we got it back. We just copied it. Okay, so that's it. Like that, this is what we need. So this is a whole functioning skeleton. I don't know why the other one wasn't working. Right. So let me just review this again. Open, close, open, close. Yeah, I mean, there we go. I guess the only thing that we want to change is we want to make sure that this nav works on all breakpoints. Yeah, so it's different when it's, that's what it is. It's different when it's actually on the home site. Or maybe, oh, you know what I did? Because maybe what I did for all these styles, I put them for the breakpoints for mobile, like tablet and down. Shit, not for all of them. So basically, I think it is here, or if I go on to this, yeah, I need to actually change it for here. So let's make this fixed. Zeros all around. And what else did we do? That looks to be it for that. And is there anything else, or is that? Open, closed. Okay, so that's it. That's all. That's all we need to do. Okay. Open, close. And I think if we, well, let's not mess with the animations just yet. So we should be able to, I'm hopeful that we can just copy some of these things here. Right? We got the logo. That should be just fine. Everything's where it needs to be. Yeah, that's it. We got the hamburger, so we can make the hamburger, we can replace it here with this menu open. And then we have the nice menu icon, which works. And now it's just really the menu itself. And we might even just be able to steal the actual name. So we have navbar _5 menu link. Hopefully that doesn't mess anything too badly. Let's just go to navbar. Oh, there it is. Let's show it. So we got that one. Oh. Okay, so this whole menu is position fixed. And if it's fixed, this display is not going to have any effect on it because it's already fixed. So what we need to do is we need to place everything else inside its own container. So we're going to wrap that around in another div. Everything except the menu. And we're going to call this, we're just going to use navbar 6 for now and rename everything to 5. Navbar 6 menu, we'll call it content. And then this one is where, if we can, no, that's going to be for everything else on the inside of it. Ooh, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? So basically we want to take this navbar component inside this nav menu, which let's just rename this navbar -6 _ menu. So that's the menu. And it's already fixed. And flex displaying it anyway is not going to really have any effect on how it looks. So what we want to do though is we want to center it to everything. Oh, I know. If we give it, I know, at least nah. If we give this thing 100% width and 100% height, And if we line things center, that should work, and it is working. Okay, perfect. So we have that. And then once again here, we're going to have this nav bar -6 menu close. And we are going to, I mean, it's positioned nicely as is. It's also going to be fixed. I'm going to go 0 at the top and then 0 on to the right, just for now. All right. Let's review, make sure we're still on the right page. So open, close, open, close. Excellent. Still looking good. All right, settings, we need to show, okay, we're already shown. So if we get in here, of course, we can then take this and make it vertical. And you know what, with this logo, let's pull this out actually. And this is also going to be fixed. But again, we'll go 0 and 0. In fact, actually, let's just go, whoops, what am I doing? We'll go, actually we'll go 2 and 2. And we'll do the same thing for this close button. In fact, what we might want to do is put these, oh, actually, I know what we should do. Let's put them both in its own div, and then we could flex that div itself and put them all off onto the edge. I think that's going to be better than actually having it fixed. So let's throw this here. There we go. So get rid of that position. Get rid of this one. And let's call this navbar 6 underscore what should we call this? This is the full menu. I don't know. Full width. I don't know. This is a full width menu section. Let's call it, just leave it that for now and we'll see. Okay, so better class names. Make that 100%. And the height's going to be auto. And we're going to essentially flex this. And we are going to space them out evenly and then align it center. It's going to be perfect. And then we'll put a padding on each side. That's, whoops, not on the bottom. That'll be the same, and maybe give it a bit of a padding on the top as well. So that will align those things nicely. And then of course we just have our navigation. Although this one is centered, but now it's not centered to the top. It's actually centered to this. Just because this is, or centered to whatever's left, because this is actually taking up display space in the viewport. Question, why instead of setting 2EM to the fixed position, don't you use better padding of the elements and avoid problems with breakpoints? I think that might have been a comment, like that's what I did, if that's what you're asking here. So this section here, I pulled it out of having it fixed, and then I just use relative units on this item here. So that way, it should be okay depending on, like, no matter what the breakpoint. If I'm reading that question correctly. So I think that's with that. But now there's an issue in the sense that this element right here, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Well, all this menu stuff, this is not centered now to the entire page. It's only centered to whatever the page is minus the height of this element here, because this element is not fixed. Because if I fix this one, if I just go fix right now, you can see that thing jump straight up. So maybe that will be the way that I should go. So I fix the element. So it's always going to be on the top of the page. So if I go smaller, it's still always going to be at the top. But I use, within this container, I use relative units to give it the same padding across all devices, which we can update and target. But no matter what, this menu will always be centered 100%, like 50% top, 50% bottom, no matter what. So I think that is the way to go. And I think that solves all of our problems. Most of our problems. Okay. So what things now do we still need to fix? Well, I mean, besides, well, lots of things. I wonder, instead of a slide, it'd be nice to animate it kind of fading in. I wonder if we can do that. So a few things. Let's take a look at the actual background color. It's kind of driving me bonkers here. Navbar 6 menu. Let's make it really light so it's nothing crazy. Or should we make it stick out a little bit more? Maybe we can make it stick out a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it'll get the point across. And then for the logo, then we could go navbar 6 underscore. Is it just logo? No, it's logo placeholder. Placeholder. And then we could set the color to white. And then we could where are we? This side, the width to 5. It's only gonna go for the color. Oh, I gotta change that. Shoot. So comment here. The nav is already left. Maybe now one off canvas. Nav is already left. I'm not sure what you mean, like the nav is already left. In terms of like it being left aligned? Sorry, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to there, Rolando. Menu link. Menu links here. You meant it was already finished? Oh, like what I did. Yeah, okay. I think I got it. A little slow today. One of those days. Let me take a look at this thing here. Needs to be a stroke color. Okay. All right. So that's changed. Let's undo that. Undo a few things. Right. Navbar 6 menu. Just make it light. And let's go with our interactions here. Let's see if we can create a new one when the nav bar opens. Just to see what we got. Start a new animation. Let's call this nav bar 5 opens. Oh, right. Is it still going to slide? Oh. You know what? Before we do the animations, hang on a second. Let's, we can save that. Okay. Before we do the animations, let's make sure everything else is 100%. And then we can worry about making things look nice. Okay, so I'm going to go to the hamburger here. And actually, let me delete this guy because this is throwing me off a bit. Oh, okay. I think I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. I'm missing the point. Their elements are supposed to be to the basis of whoever's downloading them to customize. Yeah, getting to design. Right. So I guess what my thought process is, and then I could be wrong about this, is there's generally a specific style when someone's loading this type or going to use this type of menu. It's generally a very basic, simplistic menu. So the only thing that I was thinking of doing it is just to make this apparent that it's kind of like this full screen grandiose menu thing, is to just throw in the logo and the menu button to close it just on the right and left side, just like a normal menu, and just put the content just in the middle of the home about whatever. So just so people can see. So not really designing too much. But maybe because I'm talking about like color and stuff like that, maybe that's, I'm getting a little bit too ahead of myself, which is a good point to help reel me back in. But yeah, so, I mean, so yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let me see. So do you think, is this too much? So this will be a closed icon. We'll make this into a closed icon, the logo, and then this here. And like, that's it. And I do want to have, I guess, a little bit of animation just to show, I don't know, to have just a custom animation. People can always just delete it if they don't like the animation. What do you think? Do you think that's too much? Too much into the design or good enough? Okay, so we have, okay, nav menu close. And we're actually going to make this into a new thing. So in fact, why this has a background color, which it should not have. Okay. In fact, I wonder with this if I should just use I wonder if I should just use some icons. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If I clone this one and then make it with animations. So that always brings me to my struggles and pain points of not wanting to have a million different components at the end of the day. You know, I don't want Piixel Pieces to be, you know, join now and access 2,000 plus components, you know, the world's largest component library. I want it to be like very streamlined where there's one component. Like there's maybe a couple different variations, but yet they're so fully featured that you just can kind of take one and you can kind of style that one and design it to what makes sense. So you can just basically delete the things because it has everything you could possibly need. So that's where, again, I'm still having trouble really trying to focus on what's going to make the most sense. But it's definitely a point well taken, because having like almost the exact same menu, like when you're going through, like when you're looking at here, you're looking through this component section and there's like navigation, and it'll be like navigation, like full screen. It's like, then it's navigation full screen with animation type 1, type 2, type 3. I feel like, for me anyways, and I could be wrong because this is just how I see things, that cheapens the experience. It cheapens like the store. Like, oh, look, there's so many things that you can buy in my store, but yet it's really the same thing, just skinned, just ever slightly so different. And then you market it as being like, oh, there's 30 different things. And when in fact, there's only like 2, just skinned 15 different ways. But, that's just me. So I totally see what you're saying. You want to have as many books as possible. For sure. But, it's hard because there's nothing like this that exists. I'm just going to say, you're obviously not going to, if there was 1 million books in the library or a bookstore, you're not going to be able to read 1 million books, no matter how fast of a reader you are. You just don't have enough time in the day, in your life, to read all those books. So would it not be better if you had a bookstore, instead of having 1 million books, it had 1,000 or 10,000, but you just knew that those were the top 10,000 books ever in existence, so that when you pick one up, it's going to be good. If that makes any sense, maybe it doesn't. Maybe that analogy is really bad, but that's what I'm struggling with in my mind. But I see what you're saying, and we're definitely going to just ditch the animation and just have something bare bones right now. So, oh, right. What was I thinking? I'm thinking for this one too, instead of actually creating these icons for the X and then the hamburger, let's just get one from our icon shop. So icons. Let's use that. Yeah, no, I know. That's why it's like such a, not a catch-22, but like there's so much conflict in between the two things, and it's going to find that right balance. So it's like, yes, you want all the elements you need to make a website painlessly, but yet sometimes in order to do that, you have to have lots of options so you can pick and choose and then assemble at will. Yeah, it's definitely going to have to be finding that happy balance between just enough of the things that you need to be able to create what you need to create. But there's always going to be some type of customization that someone's going to have to do, and I definitely can see that. And I think for the person that's going to really want something that is 100% just out of the box, I just need it to work, that's when we're going to have templates. And when you buy a template, you can just plug and play and away you go. So I see the components being a little bit more geared toward a person that kind of knows what they're doing, and they want to get 80% of the way there, and then they want to put in their own 20% of design and whatever to meet the needs of whatever it is that they're building. Whereas the newbies and the people that have no idea what they're doing and they just want something that just works, they get a template, just like you would get a WordPress template, and plug in your stuff and pretty much away you go. So initial concepts, initial ideas, and we'll see how things go when we launch and go live and see what the reception's like, and if people are actually using the damn thing. Then we'll kind of know which way to go. Right. That's crazy. This is why I'm really kind of in a rush to get this stuff done as quickly as possible, but obviously do a very good job. I can't just rush out products that aren't ready. And then we can start talking about business, and we can start seeing, like, we can analyze the stats, analyze how people are using it, analyzing what the feedback is like, and then figure out where to go from there. and just constantly refine. Because I feel like with business and like so many people are very creative and could do amazing things, whether it's design or development or whatever the case may be. But being able to translate that skill into building a business, like an actual, like a successful business that could sustain yourself, sustain your family, and then even hire out other people and just kind of grow. I think that type of knowledge is not out there. And that's eventually what I'd love to do, is to figure that kind of stuff out, how creative people can build things that are sustainable in that work, and how to understand what your customers need and what they want. Menus. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we can just get one of these hamburger icons, but we also need like an X icon. Okay, let's grab this one. This is outline, menu, line, horizontal. Okay, menu, outline, menu, what was it? Menu, line, horizontal. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's grab this code. Okay, copy that code. And let's just go right into here, paste. Width, we're going to set to auto. Height, we're going to set to auto. Fill. Current color. Fill that. Okay. Excellent. All right. I feel like I'm falling into the trap of perfection. It's about launching, starting to receive feedback, and continually improving the product. 100%. Thank you for that observation, because that is probably one of my biggest weaknesses by far. 100%. Just launch and get things out there and get that feedback. So duly noted, I will strive to get my minimal viable product out the door as quickly as possible. And it won't be perfect, but it'll be good enough. I hope. No, I do appreciate that comment, because it is true. It is absolutely true. Okay. So we got our little menu icon here, or embed icon, I should say, and color. And we can also delete that. Padding. Throwing padding around there. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong icon. That needs to be a close icon, not this one. I like that. Not perfect, but perfectable. I like it. I'm going to steal that. Oh, 100%. Okay. And we're going to rename this to navbar 6 underscore menu. Or just icon, I guess. So we're actually going to cut that one, and we're going to throw it under this button here. Okay. And now we just need to look for an X icon, a close. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Arrows, business, multimedia, files and folders. e-commerce, finances. Oh, I love these icons. These are really nice icons. Oh, is that it? There's got to be a close icon somewhere. What the heck? Interface. It's got to be here. Okay, there's an X icon, but it's put in a circle. Oh, here we go. There it is. Times. Outline remove. Outline. Where am I? Oh. So menu, interface, outline, and remove. Where are you? R. Remove and open. Right. Get the code. Copy the code. And paste the code. Paste. Okay. And fill. Color. Oh no, it's nope. Current color. Okay, perfect. Be a little small, but we'll fix that. Let's close this. Where did I get those icons? I got them right here actually at UI 8. So I bought the package where it gives you, what is the all access package? $188. And you get 10 downloads per day. But I don't use it every day, hardly ever. So I've lost a whole lot of money, I guess, by not downloading stuff. But they have really, really cool icon sets. And if you just go here, even if you just go by probably popularity, is what I think I did. And just when I have time, I just kind of download all the icons. And this one was, which one was it? This one right here. So it's regular, it's $65. If you just wanted to buy it straight up, it costs you $65. And I saw that and there was a few other things that I needed to get. I was like, whatever, I'll pay the $188 and then I'll have access to all kinds of different things. So I get some fonts and whatever, interface things. But yeah, I got a bunch of these different icons and some of them are really, really nice. I love a good icon set. I think I have this one as well too. Yeah, this is a nice one. Anyways, so UI 8, they have some nice stuff. Okay, let's have a look. All right, we're just gonna have issues. So open. So the only problem with this is that this menu button looks completely different than the other menu buttons that I have. What do I want to do? So let's hide this. So this menu button, let's just give this a different class. Navbar 6 underscore menu. Maybe I should just call it menu button because we're just really going to go here. And I think that's it, right? Yeah, there's nothing else we did. So navbar -6 underscore menu button. Okay. And we're going to take this menu icon. Maybe we'll just make it a little bit bigger. Oh, I'll be too big. That's kind of almost too small. Okay, there we have it. Super simple. Oh, there's X. Why does it have this color around it? Oh, that was interesting. There's a little bit of a jump there. Oh, no, it's just me. It had this background color. Oh, geez, what am I looking at? Here, show this right there. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, it's navbar menu button open. Okay, so that is going to be transparent. Okay. So I think the only things we have left to do, it's number one, let's rename this to navbar 6. Background color is transparent, good. So 2 on this page. We're going to rename this. Actually, no, we're going to keep that name because we want to change everything to navbar 5. Okay. So we're going to take this. We're going to copy this. We're going to go here. I'm going to delete all of these styles. We're going to paste this. We're going to rename everything. Ugh, this is a little bit tedious, but that's okay. Oh, this might not let me. You know, it's not going to let me rename these because there's already something here. Ugh. Okay. I'll just rename this real quick. No unused. What do you mean there's no unused styles? There's a bunch of unused styles. Okay, well, let's see if we can do it now. Oh, there we go. Now it's deleted it. Okay, so rename everything to navbar 5. Save, save. Excellent. Everything's back to navbar 5. All right. We can copy this. Go back here. Delete this. And paste it here. Oh, wait. Undo that. Remove all the unused styles. Now paste it. There we go. Now we are, I think, done. So you would leave the background color on the icon so you give the impression that you can change it to the primary color. I hear what you're saying, and the only thing that I'll say is that I don't know what I'm going to do with the icons on the navigations yet, whether I'm going to leave them as the generic built-in stuff or I'm going to put them here as SVGs. I'm not sure what I want to do with it yet, but when I do finalize them, then yeah, I agree. We want to leave it in a way that people are going to know that they're going to be able to change it. So what that's going to look like yet, I'm not sure. So I'm still thinking about that. That's one of the little details that, I don't know. that we'll figure that out probably off screen, because that's just going to be me sitting around here thinking about something for like way longer than I need to. Okay, so I think we're good. Let's have a look. Let's verify this thing. I mean, yeah, it had that little bit of a click. I saw that the first time. It was a little bit of a jump. So open, close. So if I try this again, so you open it, then close. Oh, there's no jump this time. Interesting. Gotta see if I can replicate that. Okay, well that's our fifth and last navigation that we're going to be doing at the start. Or that's the fifth and last one that we're going to have when we initially launch Piixel Pieces. Okay, so the footers are done. I finished the footers yesterday. So we have footer 3, which is right here. We have footer 2. And then we have footer 1. So those have all been, I'm not going to say designed, but they've been styled to match and be ready for people's creativity. We have the blog post 1, which is pretty much going to stay the same. I just want to just change these images up just so people can kind of see what it looks like. And then we just have a few of these other things. We have the accordion menu, which I know we spent a lot of time on actually. So we just got to put these into into each individual page. And once we do that, so we have the hero section. I still think I need to do another hero section. The hero subscribe form, like the pricing page, which I think if I remember, I think I was pretty happy with this pricing page. Yeah, what's going on here? There's some issue going on here with this pricing page in terms of positioning. But beyond that, everything looks pretty good. Yeah, so we're getting close. So once I finish moving these over, which maybe I'll do that tonight. What are we, 3:30? I can move these over today. And then tomorrow, what can we do tomorrow? I mean, maybe we'll see if there's any loose ends that we need to change in any of these components, but I think we're pretty good. Oh, where was I? I think we're pretty good. And then next up is going to be, we're going to have to create designs for what each of these are going to look like when we land onto this page here, right? So maybe we'll start thinking about what we're going to do with Piixel Pieces and how we're actually going to display these things. Maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow. Or we can also take a look at the style sheet and do a little bit of updates and tweaks to the style sheet to just finalize some of the things that I think we talked about. I think it was on Friday. It was either Thursday or Friday. I can't remember. But there was some good discussion on how to handle certain reusable elements, specifically like paddings and margins. So yeah, maybe we'll do both. I don't know. We'll have to see what makes sense. Okay. What else do we need to tackle? I mean, there's lots of things we need to tackle. Let me see if I can. Where's this thing? Piixel Pieces. Here's all the things that are still left to do. Copy and paste. Yeah, I'll take care of that. Frequently asked questions. The extension, right. What about the components? So we're getting close to finalizing on the components. Right, I already answered this question. The question is no. Right, JavaScript stuff. Right. Okay. Nothing too crazy that goes on in here. I think these are little things that I could work offline. I don't think you guys want to see that. I don't know. yeah, just little things. Yeah, so build 2 other styles of hero sections. Sounds like a plan. So maybe we can put that on the list to do tomorrow. Question for you is what, I mean, heroes are so, I mean, there's so many different options that you can do. So we have obviously the hero section here with the full width background video. And the other hero section that I want to have is basically your standard 2-column hero section where you have an image on the one side, typically on the right side, which would be this side. Oh no, if things are mirrored or whatever. Anyways, so you have your image on the one side, and then you have your text with your H1 text or whatever, your intro, and then maybe a little subline, and then you have your subscribe form, or you have your action buttons. That's another fairly generic hero landing page. Other than that one, what else could we do? Or is there anything specifically that you think that you would find interesting? Because yeah, there's so many different types of hero sections. It could just be like the big, huge text hero sections. But again, that's more of a design thing. We want to think of structure. Like what's the structural components that go into a good hero section? And so much can be done if you just have the image with the text, and you could put that in a grid or you could put that in Flex. There's so many different options, and that'll allow people to be able to just take those elements, rearrange them on the screen in a way that makes sense for them. So the 2-column option is excellent. Yeah, perfect. Another one would be with the text below. Like the text below the image. Yeah, and that's exactly it. So if you do with that same exact component, if you have it in a grid, you just literally switch it from like 2-column to 1-column and then align them vertically or horizontally. Is it just align them so that they're middle to the screen? And then you can have your image and then you can have your text, or you can have it vice versa where your text is over top. And that's like more of a kind of a traditional website, I guess. Well, maybe that's the trend that's going back to more traditional things. Yeah, okay. So we'll work on those tomorrow. And maybe what I'll see if I'll do a quick scan of some popular sites and see what's going on. Because from what I remember, a lot of sites that are more popular sites, they're pretty much a variation of like a large background image or video with really good like big typography that's front and center and mixed in with maybe a call to action or like a scroll below kind of thing, or like keep like with an arrow going like scroll down for more, or subscribe for them. So it's all very similar themes and very similar elements. So, and if you break them down, they're all almost identical, at least in terms of the types of content that's actually displayed there. It's just where the CSS makes up the whole different design, right? Which is what's really cool. Okay, so we'll do that tomorrow. Make note. Okay. All right. So I will keep plugging away here tonight, and I will try to endeavor to make all of these components onto their own individual page. So we will be ready to go and start porting them over somehow into Piixel Pieces and getting them ready to go for the show once we're actually ready to launch this thing. So we're plugging away. Yeah, this week is going to be really good. We're going to get rid of all the components in terms of having them all done, and then move on to some really cool stuff with actually populating and getting ready to launch the actual app, which is going to be so much fun. Since it was like, a month or 2 ago on the stream that we built the whole thing. So now we're going to have to refresh our memories to see how we actually built it and make sure that we could still figure out how it's going to work. All right. With that being said, yes, have a great day as well, Rolando. Thank you so much for your comments and for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And everyone else that's watching later on, I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for everything. And we will see you tomorrow with, as usual, a brand new stream. Until then, have a good night and see you tomorrow.